Hi, everybody. Welcome to our YouTube channel, and my name is Blue for internet purposes.
And I'm Vagabond.
And basically, we are welcoming you to our YouTube channel for our podcast. Now, we have an established podcast. It's called We Hate You. And it's not that we hate you all, it's just we hate some of the stupid shit y'all do. So that's kind of a premise for the podcast, but we already in our second season, so we just wanted to kind of go into the visual world. We're already in the audio world, so now we're in the visual world. So we thought we would create a YouTube channel to promote our podcast, but also to promote any side little businesses that we have going on. So Vagabond, you want to talk about anything?
Well, yeah. First, I just want to also say that our podcast, we talk about any and everything. There's nothing off limits to what we'll talk about. So if there's anything in particular that you want us to sound off on, um, yeah, hit us up. So this is also a place where we love to educate the public or just to inform you on things that are happening locally or abroad, mostly from a brown perspective, but there's no discrimination. We love everyone. We just want to keep it 100 on what's going on in this world around the world. It's a big world.
Yes, it's definitely it's definitely a big ass world. And
Yeah.
yeah, our podcast is probably predicated for Black people or Black and brown people, people of color. However, again, like Vagabond said, we do not discriminate. We are very inclusive. We try to talk about any and everything. And you guys can go listen to our podcast on any podcasting platform. We're on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Google Podcasts, Spotify. It's probably where the bulk of our listeners listen in at us. We have listeners from all over the US. We have them from the UK, Canada, the Ivory Coast.
Yes, Argentina.
There you go.
Yes, yes. And we love all of you. We love all of you. So we are going to make this relevant for you, just things that are happening there. So just to show our love and our appreciation for you. And you exist as well. It's not just about the US.
Exactly. And, we are trying to be, like Vagabond said, inclusive. So we have like our email address, which is our podcast name. We hate you podcast at gmail.com. We now have our YouTube channel, which you are watching us on now. It may not be the best production as of right now, but we will get better. Just like with our podcast, over time, we got better because the first few episodes sounded like shit.
Well, we got heart. We
We
got
did.
heart. We're not going to quit.
That's right. So we are the little engine that kept going, and now
Absolutely.
we're in our second season. We're doing pretty well, but we wanted to make it so that more people could get eyes and ears on us, see us doing our thing, laugh with us, also engage with us. So now that we're on YouTube, you can actually get into the chat down below. You can send us little messages, any topics you want to talk about. If there's something that happened during your week that you hate, like traffic where you are, if you hate that
Mhm.
shit, sound in, talk about it. Tell us what you particularly hate.
Absolutely. Are those folks, listen, or when you're the captain of the road, you're the first one that's driving, and that person decide the last minute they want to come out and swing in front of you and slow you down, and then they won't go through the light. They will stop on that yellow. Like, sound off. We want to hear about that. That's the
Yes,
shit
we
I
want to hear
hate.
we want to hear anything anything that pisses you the hell off, whatever it may be. Like our podcast is there's nothing is off limits. So for our audience, for our listeners, for our fans, for whoever, if you want to sound off about something, sound off. Again, go to our comments. First, I think you might want to subscribe. You might want to hit the like button. You might want to share this with other people so other people can get in on the fun. They can laugh, they can talk about shit. Because I mean, let's be honest, in our everyday lives with our friends, our family, our coworkers, there's always something that we hated about a certain situation, whether it was how your boss picked on you, how you don't want to be at fucking work. I mean, just
Yeah.
whatever.
Or how you gave the system a big FU, which I love to talk about. On my journey of how I gave it the big FU. I talk about how, listen, I remember one time I talk about this, how I set everything up just right. Now, you don't just screw up on the job. You have to set your paperwork just right. And that way you can give them a big FU once you get another job. One time, once I got that paperwork, got that job, I took a trip to Miami Beach. And that was my last day. Like there's all kinds of stuff we talk about, but just how to do it right.
Yeah, we have some serious topics. We have
Yes.
some funny topics. We just talk about any and everything. We've talked about current events. So we talked about the abortion.
Student loans.
Yes, we talked. Oh my God, student loans. So just to kind of give you a little bit more background. So for me, I want to go back into me. So I work in a governmental sector, and I have extensive knowledge and background in HR principles and practices. So a lot of the information that I provide is from an HR related standpoint. I've worked in employee relations. I've done a few other aspects in HR. So anything HR related, I could probably give you some sort of answer or guide you to something. So that's just kind of my background. And I'm just a creative person in all aspects. Vagabond, what about you?
My background is in healthcare and particularly health administration. So if you're having issues with the job, you need to know how to navigate, you need to know how to exit. Sometimes when you're in that nursing field, there's a lot of bull dip that goes on there. So you have to navigate that just right. Folks on their call light, and you can't stand that shit. I mean, you love folks, but sometimes they get to you. Just the bull dip that you go through. It's like, I'm the guy, I've seen it, I've been through it, and let me give you some guidance on navigating. So between the two of us, and also I'm just your local thug, just your local thug. I
Oh
like
no.
finding.
Okay, so we're gonna let Vagabond live in that world, that thugalicious world.
A
But
thug with
no,
knowledge. Mhm.
yes, yes,
Go ahead.
yes. But we definitely want to welcome you. This is just our intro to our podcast. So you'll be seeing little snippets of our actual audio podcast. We post on all our platforms, but you on YouTube will be able to see us actually. You'll be able to comment, you'll be able to tell other people, you'll be able to chime in. So, and hopefully we will be able to just have just little special videos for like our special audience to be able to provide, more one-on-one. We may have some live sessions, so you just don't know what's gonna happen.
Absolutely. And I see you over there. You like you about to get married. You like a bride or a groomsmaid or bridesmaid. You just look like you about to get married, get your shit all slayed. I see you. I
So
see you.
anyway, so this
Okay.
so this type of shit you'll see or hear on the podcast. Now you'll be able to see it. So yeah, check us out, and we look forward to seeing you.
Absolutely. Peace.
Yes, we are on all major podcasting platforms: Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Anchor, Radio Public, and Pocket Casts. You can also email us at wehateyoupodcast@gmail.com. That is again, wehateyoupodcast, all one word, @gmail.com. You can email us with any comments, topics you want us to discuss, or if you just have something you want to share about why you hate people. And for those lucky listeners, we will select your email and we'll read it during the episode. We'll comment, we'll talk about it, we'll give you your props. So tell a friend and listen and follow. Discuss the podcast at the water cooler as we drop new episodes every Monday. So enjoy and remember, nothing, that's right, nothing is off limits.